when we take a look at this particular site, the sample membership site, it's blank. There's absolutely nothing here. And the reason is because if we go back in here, you realize I've just activated a brand new theme from in Design and Themes, and it says, hey, do you want to import the theme demo content, which I hadn't done yet. When I click on this, what happens is it says, all right, listen, this is going to change up your existing site. We're going to put in some things in here you didn't have before. But if you had any posts or pages, we won't mess with it. Fortunately, this is an empty site, so I don't have to worry about that. It's going to do everything else now. And when I come back here and I hit refresh, what happens is I get a full site. Oh yeah, everything is here. And this is because by doing that import, Rainmaker has not only given me sample images and placed text into the widget areas, it has set it all up so that I have a feeling of what this could look like. It is a lot easier to edit something than it is to create it from scratch. You don't know what you want to do, how you want to do it, etc. Now it's up to me to make changes, which is fantastic because you can do that. What we're doing is we're talking about how to create a sample membership site on Rainmaker. And what we're going to do over the next few minutes is walk you through some of the core steps to doing that. I'm not going to go through every single step, but I'm going to walk you through how easy it is to do some of the things that you might have thought was hard to do. So let's get into it. Now we have a sample site, and you wonder, well, how do I get rid of this stuff? Well, that's not really hard. It turns out that a lot of this content is easily manipulated based on this, the pages that have been created and the posts that have been created, right? All the content that's in here, you can make adjustments to. So we get into some of this, some of the configuration area here. And when we go back into design for a second, we're going to take a look at content areas. Now the content areas, you'll see here there's a primary sidebar. That's normally the content that's on the side of a page. But look at what happens here. Front page 1, front page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You can guess what's in there, right? It is the actual code that they put in place for front page 1 content area. And if we come look at the title over here, we'll see front page 1 content area. So you easily have a place to make some changes. Like we could name this the sample membership site. Hit save. That will save it over here. And when we refresh, we will get sample membership site here. Right? And you can make that same change for this text. We can also come down to page 2. Okay? Additionally, text here, some additional text, and this has a tag for the image source of an actual image. Well, let's take a look. When we come to the second page, look what happens. There's some text, and this is one big image. If we want to change this image, that's no problem. We come over here. This is Shutterstock, where I download images from. And let's say I take a look at an image here, the blank screen, and I say, yeah, that looks perfect. And I want something that's only medium, 1000 by 600, so I download that image. Of course, you have to have a subscription for this, but it's going to save it to my computer. And I don't want to mess with this, but I do want to upload it to the media area, right? And so I say, okay, let's leave this here. I can right-click and open this in a new tab so that I can manipulate stuff here without worrying about what I'm doing on that page there. Come back over here. Let's look for media. Let's go to new, select, and let's pick that image we just uploaded. Now, when I have that media there, I can click in here into the edit, which will open up a new window, and it says there's a file URL here. That's the URL of this image. Now, if I close this up, and I close this upload area, and I come back over to here, that source is easily changed by replacing it right there. I hit save, and now you can imagine what's going to happen here. When we upload, we're going to get a new image. So we've talked through what it's like to manipulate the home page. It's not very hard. It is literally finding both the text, the titles, and the content that you want to change, and you step through it via these content areas that are available. Now you'll notice this Use Visual Editor, right? If we click on Use Visual Editor, it'll pop open a window, and instead of me having to type that code, because some of you might have thought, how do I do this image source thing? Well, that's not a problem, because you can come in here and say add media and do the same thing that we did. Instead of with code, you just go and click the image, bring it in, and it'll drop it right here. So there is that. Now, in order to get that turned on, you have to have a special place turn it on for you. The way we do that, if we go back out into any of the main areas, you'll see next to design, but also if you were in content, this little gear. And when we click on that gear, we have settings. And one of the settings, as we move through all these options, right, we go through these options. In general, it says Enable Rainmaker Labs. And it will create this new tab. And as we create this new tab in Rainmaker Labs, it says, hey, do you want to enable the visual text widget builder? This is particularly useful if you don't know how to write the HTML for putting an image on a page, right? It's not hard, and as you saw, we did just a replace of the actual URL, but this little checkbox, after you've checked the checkbox in the general that gives you the Rainmaker Labs tab, lets you easily manipulate the content of a widget without having to know any code at all, which is really, really helpful. There are also a whole bunch of other components in here, like my favorite here, ConvertKit. If you're using ConvertKit, there's a nice integration in the labs area for that. Now, we'll go back. What we've done is demonstrate so far how to manipulate the homepage, right? Easy to change a title, obviously easy to change text, easy to change images, which is what all of this is, right? Not very difficult at all. There is a form here. And again, if you wanted to take that form out of this column, then you could, and that's, use a shortcut for that. You could put other content in there. But all in all, what you realize is there's not a ton of complexity when it comes to using Rainmaker and setting up the main homepage. So let's talk about what happens when we want to go beyond that. Because again, the point here is to talk about a membership site. In order to do that, we have to do a little bit more work than just changing text and everything else. So we're going to go into conversion. And one of the things you're going to notice is that some of these options, like your checkout page and your login page, if you haven't set these up, you won't see it in green. If you haven't set up MailChimp or any email solution, you won't see it in green. The same thing with your payment gateway. So part of the dynamic is setting that up, which again, when we click on this gear, we go to all the settings for conversion. Here's your checkout page, your login page, your profile page. Here's what, you've authenticated your relationship with Stripe, and whether you're in test or live, you have, if you want to connect to Taxamo, what currency, all these settings are part of the conversion piece, right? And that makes sure that you have this top part, right, of your ability to actually route people to the right page, send people email after they've made a purchase, and accept their payment. All of that needs to be green in order for you to keep moving. But once you've done that, it's time to start talking about what kind of membership product you're trying to set up. And the easiest way to do that is to define what you're offering. And even though nothing here says product or offering, or actually doesn't say offering, right? This member group is the beginning of where it all stands. You're going to be creating a product, but the member group is who you're connecting it to. These are the people that have access. So normally what happens is I go into member group and I say, I'm going to create a group. This is going to be my, this is my gold membership. All right. I create that gold membership. There it is. Of course, now I got to create a gold product so that people can actually use that one. So I come over here. I see I have no product. So I'm going to create a new product. That new product is going to be my gold membership. Okay. And look what happens. In my member groups, there's already the group, gold. This means that everyone who is buying this product will be put into this group. And this is the group that will protect my content. Okay. So it says, hey, give me a description, right? This is an incredible gold product membership. You would obviously put something a lot more interesting there. Then pick your thank you page, which we can have. Is this a product, a limited time product, or a subscription, right? Now, think through these because they do mean different things. If it's a product, it's like an ebook, right? You just buy it, you download it, you're done. If you're charging over and over again, right, it's a subscription. And of course, if it's limited time, that's pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to move to subscription, and we're going to say that this has a 365-day window. And the price for this is going to be all of $199, right? The total number of payments, okay? Now, how do we want to do this? Well, frankly, we want one payment, right? We want to charge you once for 365 days, which is different than, say, 12 for 365 days, billing monthly. We're not going to offer a trial cancellation, a trial period. And notice the cancellation product. This is fantastic. If you've never thought through upsells and downsells, this is a downsell product. When someone goes to cancel, do you want to give them the offer to drop down from, especially if this was a $50 a month plan and suddenly you said, well, you know what, I'll give you a silver. Let's move you down to silver at a $35 a month plan, or down to, copper, and that's a $5 a month plan. So you can do that kind of dynamic, right? And of course, when you drop that, right, you put in the new product ID. Also here, you have the, what product, if you're doing a refund, etc. We're going to send an email receipt. We're not going to do any downgrades here. Send blind copy of the purchase receipt to someone, right? So you could send that to yourself. And then, of course, you have text. When we come down here, which list do you want to put them into, right? So you pick one. You can pick any one of them that's in your MailChimp account, for example. Do you want the double opt-in, or do you want double opt-in not required? That's up to you. If you're using double opt-in, it means there's going to be a second email that goes out for people, and that you want to design or customize from MailChimp if you're using MailChimp. If not, it's going to send out a generic email from MailChimp. So if you want to design it and you're using double opt-in, then by all means, make sure you design it. Here you'll get to put in some of the additional fields like fname if you want to take the first name from this membership and push it into the newsletter that's going out, right? So those are merge fields. So when we finish with all this, we hit save. What we've done is we've created a product, the Gold Membership product, for $199 per year, and we've connected it to the Gold Member Group. So now what happens is we can come back in here to our content, and we can create content that is specifically for those people. So we'll come to a new page, right? This new page, we'll call this Lesson 1. Now, you don't a membership does not also have to be a course, right? In fact, maybe that'll be confusing to people. So let's just start with something else, right? Which is why build membership sites. So what we have here is it's a page, but it's going to be a protected page. And the way we do that is we come over to our membership group and we say, this is who has member group access, and it is only gold. So only gold people, and you see it's just this little section right here, only gold people have access to this page, which is a big deal. Now you have other pieces here, like is it a parent, is there a structure, is there a special sidebar that you're putting in? Again, if you were doing the LMS product, you might have an LMS sidebar that you're manipulating. Is there a secondary? Do you want to add a form to this? So there is publish site to access. Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about that. There are additional settings over here. If you want to change the layout, though, we have a default layout, also SEO, but we don't have to worry about any of that. We're just focused here on this page. So we'll hit publish. Now, mind you, this page is blank. So we're going to want to put something on it, right? That's okay. That's no problem. What we're going to do is we're going to add something to this page. And to do that, I'm going to go over to my Vimeo account. Now, in Vimeo, I have a video here. But the most important thing about Vimeo is when you're looking at a video, you want to set privacy settings to don't enable, hide this video from Vimeo, right? So no one will see it on the Vimeo.com site. And then also only enable it to be embedded on sites you choose. So these are obviously some of my sites, and here's our preview site. So if I embed this video on our site, it will work. But if someone tries to grab that code and put it on their own site, it will not work. After that, I can click on the embed link here, get the embed code. Now, I don't have to know anything. I just have to grab this code. Come back over to my page. I'll switch to the text tab so that I'm actually dropping in code, right? And I'll say, check out this video. And there's my video, okay? I can even make that a header, and I can hit update. Now what I've done is I've put a video inside of my page, but the only people who can see this, in the same way that if I was writing an article, the only people who could see this would be people who have the right. So if I open up this page, you will see that I now have, check out this video, here's the title, here's me, and it's actually embedded, right? When we click this, you can see me talking there because I've told Vimeo to let me watch it here, right? Now, what if I want to add additional kinds of content to it, right? So let's leave this for just a second. Go back to conversion, because sometimes you have additional downloads you want to create. So we're going to come into our download manager, which is in the conversion section, and I want to create a new download. And this is going to be a PDF file of, it's a PDF file of what we just saw as a video. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to come to my files here, and I'm going to download this file. So I'm downloading it to my own computer, and I'm going to come to upload a new file here. I'm going to upload a file, right? I'm not going to put allow public access. I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to delay it though. I'm going to track this, include it in the members download short codes, right? Which is good. And I only want gold people to have access to this. I'm going to hit save. Okay. When I save it, guess what happens? I get a special link, right? Here is my special link. Now, why would I want this special link instead of me just using a regular upload file and putting the URL there, kind of like we did when we did a photo? Well, with a photo, right, when I was uploading that photo, it's available to everyone. But I want to protect this file, and I want to protect it by a specific group that Rainmaker is paying attention to. And so I want to use a Rainmaker created URL so that it tracks and monitors this. This is how it allows me to delay it by a certain number of days, to make sure it's available to public or non-public, etc. And tracking downloads. All of that comes from the fact that I have asked Rainmaker to create a custom link for me. So now I have that link, right? I can come back to this page. If you've never paid attention while you're designing a page and you're looking at it for real, you can always click edit this page and it will take me back to the page to edit it. So I'm back here. Now I come down at the bottom of this, right? And I can say view transcript. And I can grab that text and I can hit the link. And now in the link, I can put that special link, even open it in a new tab if I want to, and hit update. And when I do, I can go and hit view page here. And now I'll not only see that video, but I'm also going to see the view transcript. Now, of course, with CSS, I could make that link have a class of a button, and then that could even show up as a button if I wanted. There's lots of things I can do, but the point is, now I have a video and I have a view transcript, but this is a protected page, right? Build membership sites is not available to other people. So we'll grab this URL real quick, and we'll go and open up a new incognito window. And look what happens. I see the title and it says login to view this content, right? I don't have access to it because in this particular browser, I'm not logged in. And so this content, the video and the link and everything else is all protected because I am not a member who's logged in. That's exactly what a membership site's all about. Now you may say, well, hold on a second. There's more to this. We haven't finished everything. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. There's still a little bit to do here. So let's go back and say, okay, what we want to do is we want to create a special link, right, to that product so that someone can buy that product, right? We haven't done that yet. So let's go view. Here's our gold member, right? if we go to take a look at the purchase, right, we can see that URL at the very bottom of my browser. But what I can do is I can open it in a new tab. When I do that, I'm going to see, here it is. Here's my checkout, $199 for gold membership. Here's the information, credit card. All this is created for me. I really don't have to do a lot of work there. But I do need this URL, right? So I can copy that. I can come back to create a new page. So we're going to come back to our content. Let's create a new page. And let's call this our products page. And in our products page, get my gold membership, which we can grab and put a link. That's our link to the product that we just did. No membership is required. So this is a publicly available page. And I can even come back to my design here. Come into my menus. Okay, so let's go to our primary menu. We have the home link, but now we want to add the products page, right? So what do you think happens now when I come back to this site, right? I'm back over here. I'm seeing all this stuff that we were going to configure, but then I go to my products page. And on my products page, what do you think I'm going to have? A link to my Get My Gold membership. When I get my gold membership, I'm going to have my checkout page. And when that's done, you remember that we defined, you remember as we were setting this up, we defined a thank you page, right? We said, which is our thank you page? And here is our thank you page. So let's go view the thank you page, because that's what happens, right? Thank you for signing up for, right? Here's the name of this, right? So we can go and configure this and then click here to get started. And that can link us to the actual page we wanted, which is that page we created called Why Build Membership Sites. So when we go to edit our thank you page, you will see that there is a whole bunch of stuff, including that link, right? And if we go take a look on the text side, right, there's nothing there. We can go just click this, we can edit this link, and we can say, no, I want to go to my Why Build Memberships page, right? And now that Get Started is going to my product page, right? Which is perfect. And thank you for signing up for, right? And I can change this to our gold membership. Okay. And no memberships required for that. So what do you think happens? I go to buy this. It takes me to my thank you page. My thank you page is here. Here's my Get Started, and it takes me to a page that is fully protected and yet available to me. And it really is that simple to create a membership site on Rainmaker.